Let's get this party started on this nice, cold, rainy, depending on where you are. You might have snow coming your way. I guess it's coming across. So the further west you live, the more precipitation you're getting. We're just getting rain here. We had a little bit of snow earlier in the night. Earlier around like, I don't know, 4 o'clock or something. It was actually snowing, but now I think it's just raining. But it looks like we might have a white Christmas. That would be kind of nice. I don't know the last time we actually had real snow on Christmas, which is nice to make it look so beautiful. When we got some this microphone, I'll just get it sitting in the right place so it's not getting a little bit of feedback there. There we go. I think it was on Tuesday, I went to a friend's house in the middle of the day, and that was the day that it had snowed, and it was just spectacular. The sky was blue. The snow was just glistening white. It was just really pretty driving over to her house. So it is a beautiful time of the year if we get the right kind of snow. All right, so you know the drill. You should be in your easiest gear, just spinning your legs, getting the body warmed up. Hopefully you have your full water bottle, your towel, and your fan. And I want you to just spin those legs to the point that you're at a cadence that feels comfortable. Faster is better. I don't want you sitting there at a 60 cadence. Just keeping the legs spinning. So tonight, let's see what our Coach Inspiration book has us say. And if they get their coach right, Don Zimmer from Major League Baseball, what you lack in talent can be made up with desire, hustle, and giving 110% at the time. So that's what I'm expecting of you tonight. It's interesting how a lot of these quotes have a similar kind of background to them. Very motivational, very inspirational. So it's good to have that to keep us going here tonight. Because we're going to do some efforts for most of the night tonight. You are going to be in your big ring. It's going to feel, as we simulate on the bike, you being or climbing up some hills. So we're going to change those cadences as we do that. Each one of the blocks, and this is actually a 2-pager, not a full 2-pager, really a page and a quarter. And that means that those 5-minute blocks are going to work on your climbing strength, your leg speed, and just getting you to start thinking about how to climb and be more relaxed when you're climbing. Because we all get that mental part of climbing where we see the climb and we're like, oh crap, there's a climb. We've got to make that mental state, get it in the right spot. It'll make that climb a lot easier, that's for sure. Randy and I are always looking for roads to climb because we both love to climb. So keep that in mind, is that it's as much mental as it is physical. And of course, whatever gears you have on your bike, that helps out too. All right, so we're pretty good at this warm-up, the warm-up from the warm-up, just to give us a little bit more, get the legs kind of opening up again. I want everybody to stay in their small ring and to go down to their 15. So to help you out, Susan, if you start shifting, you should see 3 cogs below your chain. That's about your 15. So if you're in that gear, it'll feel a little tough. We're going to go 30 seconds. Give it to me in a harder effort. 3, 2, 1. Push it a little bit here so the legs start to burn a bit. Keep those feet light. If you're not feeling any burning, then you might want to just pick up the pace a little bit. Three, 2, shift back up to where you started from. Nice easy gear. Spin it for a minute. Sometimes it might be amazing that when you start an effort like this, all of a sudden you're like, I just did 1 effort. I'm already dying. That's just the body's reaction to you starting the effort. It knows, it says, oh yeah, I did this before. Let me get my lungs and my heart going a little faster. So that's what why you might feel that kind of shortness of breath initially. But that's why we do this. Just to get you warmed up even more. So go ahead, back down to that 15. 3, 2, 30 seconds. Push it out. Find that lightness in your shoulders, your hands. You may notice I just have kind of like the heels of my hands on my bars. That's because my elbows are bent and relaxed. 3, 2. Shift back up to that easy gear. Kim's cat's joining in. Got to get your cat a bike to ride. It was always cute. Our former next door neighbor, he took an old trainer, kind of built an extension onto it so that his son, who was probably about 6 or 7 at the time, could ride the trainers with us. Well, it's crazy to think that that 6 or 7-year-old is now a sophomore in high school. Oh, how they grow up so fast. Find that gear again. 3, 2, let's go. 30 seconds. If you have power, you might start looking at where you're going so you can hold that similar power for these last 2 efforts. Nice even circles. 3, 2. Nice and easy. 1 more of these to go. Then we'll be warmed up and we'll get started. We're going to start with not so much climbing right away. We're going to do another kind of short, sharp effort Just gets the legs to open up a little bit more. I hope you're finding for these last couple of sessions that your legs feel different the next day than what they may if you're just sitting on your trainer doing nothing than just spinning your legs. All right, last time. Find that gear. 3, 2, let's go. If you need to look back, make sure you're in the right gear. We're looking for a 15. Find your core for these. Feel yourself kind of sitting up over the saddle. 3, 2, 1. Nice and easy. We're going to spin the legs, take a drink. All right, this first one. It's a 5-minute effort. It's 2 by 2 minutes with a minute in between. And that 2-minute effort is going to be 10-second push, meaning 10 seconds as hard as you can go with 10 seconds easy. So it's going to go really fast. There's going to be no gear changing. It's just 10 seconds on, 10 seconds off. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to say exactly that, on and off, so that you can just push through it. Work on really thinking about that first initial pedal stroke. So when you push through, make sure you come down to the bottom of the pedal stroke, pulling up on the back, keeping your foot nice and flat in the process. So we're going to go back to that same gear that we just used for the previous effort. So your small ring, 15. So Susan, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 or 7 shifts, depending on what kind of cassette you have. And all we're going to do is 10 seconds hard, 10 seconds easy, 2 minutes worth. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. On. Push through it. Really hold that core tight and easy. Just bring your cadence down. I don't care if your cadence is at 60. Just make it feel easy. On. Feel it rev up. By the time you get it revved up, I'm going to be saying easy. The legs might start to burn for the first couple. And go. Stay in it. Easy. Almost to 1 minute. 1 minute to go. 3, 2, let's go. Try to make each one feel the same. Easy. Make the legs do the work. 3, 2, go. Stay strong. Through the hole. Easy. Convince yourself you can make it. Go. Easy. Stay in that gear. That's going to be 2 minutes down. 3, 2. Nice, easy gear. 1 minute easy. Take a drink. Now we're going to do it again. We want to make sure we get the legs really ready, because if we go into these lower cadence, kind of hard efforts, if the ligaments, tendons, muscles, if they're not all warmed up, then you can have a problem. It has been amazing to watch the World Cup. Those guys literally spend probably 45 minutes just getting themselves warmed up prior to each match. So it shows the importance of all that. All right, find that gear again. 10 on, 10 off, 2 minutes. 3, 2, 1, let's go. You might find these are going to get a little bit better than the previous ones. And easy. The legs are starting to warm up a little more. The heart's starting to pump a little harder. And go. And easy. And here we go. And easy. That's 1 minute down. And go. And easy. Stick with it. Hold that effort all the way through and go. Easy. Only 30 to go. And go. Last one. Last hard one. Easy. Stay in that gear. 3, 2. Find that easy gear. All the way to the top. Take a drink. All right. So now we're into our 4 by 5 minute climbing efforts. So there's going to be a lot of change. I want you to kind of use each one of these efforts with a little bit of visualization. So think about a particular road you're climbing, or a section of a road that you know you like or you don't like. And we're going to use these 5 minute efforts to kind of build some climbing repeats. So the first one's going to be about sitting and standing for designated time frames. And you're going to be in different gears. When we are in the harder gears, if your cadence is really low, don't worry about it. That's what we want. I watched a video of a professional woman who was doing what she called torque efforts. She was literally pedaling at like 50 cadence. And she was doing a 5 minute effort at that cadence. So The pros even do these to build strength. And that's what we need in these winter months, is work on things that we don't typically work on during the season. All right, so the first one, go ahead and shift to your big ring. That's your left shifter. And I want you to just shift down to one harder gear. You're going to hold the highest cadence you can hold here for 1 minute. 3, 2, 1. If you can hold 90, which you all should be able to, this isn't a hard gear. This is just a build up to that. After this minute, we're going to do a 30-second standing effort. But you're going to shift all the way down to your 14. So that means you should only see 2 cogs underneath your chain. I'll give you the time when you need to shift. Remember that right shifter, if you push it all the way over, it's going to shift you for 3 gears. I'm sorry. You have to shift it individually. It's when you go back up. Go down to that 14. Stand up. So you have some nice resistance. Go whatever pace feels good. Keep your butt just tapping into the front of that saddle. Nice relaxed arms. Sitting back down. One easier gear. Holding this for a minute. So you should be around your 15. Try not to push your heels down. Use the upward part of this stroke. Feel your glutes, hamstrings, hip flexors, even your calf muscles are actually working. $15 more. Then we're going to stand for 30. Staying in the same gear. 3, 2, stand it up. Feel your knees just tracking forward. Nobody has their knees out. And if your chest is too far forward, you're not going to feel balanced. Sit down. Give me 2 shifts harder. Your cadence is going to get really low. Keep it going. You're going to give me 4 shifts easier. 1, 2, 3, 4. Try to spin the legs a bit here. See if you can increase that cadence. You're getting near the top. You can see it in the distance. It's flattening out just a little bit. Keep it going. Legs are getting stronger with every pedal stroke. Stay in this gear. 3, 2. Standing up for the last 30 seconds. Come on. See if you can get your cadence to go a little faster. Somebody's chasing you. Who's going to get to the top first? 10 to go. 50 meters. 25. 3, 2. Sit down. Shift to your small ring. Up to an easier gear. Woo! Good one. Take a drink. Towel off if you need to. Going to get a nice recovery. And as you know, these recoveries are key to your success for the effort. So this next one is going to be kind of interesting because you're going to start with a relatively easy gear, and each minute is just going to get harder and harder as you go, just like a climb would be. So if it's a gradual climb, it'll start nice and relaxed, and as you go up, each time it gets a little harder and a little harder. So that's how this next climb is going to go. So think of that long, gradual climb somewhere. It's going to obviously be longer than 5 minutes. If you're picking a long climb, like if you're going up to top of Bear Mountain, or if you're up at on Seven Lakes Drive, in Harriman, or whatever is your favorite climb. I know 106 in Harriman, that's my favorite. I love that climb. It's just such a great grade. And the scenery is amazing in addition. So go ahead and put yourself in your big ring. And I want you to just shift down to one harder gear. 1 minute, I want you to try to hold 90 to 100 cadence. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Keep your legs spinning here. This shouldn't be too hard to do. Settle into this. It's like just the approach. As we move down the cassette, obviously your cadence is going to start to change. The effort's going to get a little harder. That's exactly how a climb goes. So with each shift, your goal is to try to stay at the cadence you were for the previous minute. But if you just can't hold that, then allow yourself to go to whatever works. 1 gear harder. Of course, being in your big ring makes a huge difference in how much you can hold that cadence. If you have heart rate or power, pay attention to what's happening. You're probably going to be in your zone 4. Each minute, climb gets a little steeper. Three, two, one more shift. 2 minutes down. Your leg speed slows. If you're between 75 and 85, that's good. Find one constant that you want to try to stay at for each one of these minutes. I know I say so much. Consistency, consistency. Keep the legs moving. Almost to 3 minutes. Now you're on the back side. One more shift. Cadence. 65, 75. If you're at 50, don't worry about it. Do what you can. This is the time of year when you don't have to be at your fittest. This was April, I'd be like, yeah, let's get it done. We got one more shift. 3, 2, last shift. Last minute. Probably somewhere around your 16 or your 17. Find that lightness in your feet. Keep the upper body relaxed. 30 seconds to go. Woo! Just when you thought it was getting easy. 10 to go. 5, 3, 2, 1. Shift to that small ring. Back up to something easy. Woo. Take a drink. Towel off. Recover. If your palms are sweaty, if you want to wear your gloves for the workout, that will help. Or you can just towel your bars off each time. Randy rode today outside, and we got these little pokey things that you put over your hoods that help to keep your hands warm. He said they work great, but the hard part is you have to constantly be in your hoods to be in them. So I like to ride on my deck a lot, which wouldn't mean my hands would be in those. So I'll have to try them out. They might work best kind of on a gravel bike, maybe not so much on the road. But he actually said it wasn't too bad today out there. It was supposed to be windy, but he didn't really feel the wind as much as he thought. But he had on the right clothes. All right, the next one. We're going to be doing a lot more sitting and standing for this one. And again, we're going to be in those lower gears. So remember, your easiest gear, your hardest gear, the smallest cog in the back, is probably an 11 or a 12. That's the number of teeth that it has on it. So we're going to start our first effort in your 13, which is just one tooth up from the smallest one in the back. Go ahead and get to your big ring. All the way down to the bottom. If you want to go all the way down and shift up one, that might be the easiest way to go. 30 seconds standing. 3, 2, and standing. Push through this. Allow yourself to be relaxed on top, and the legs can work. When you sit down, when I tell you to, you're going to shift up one easier gear. 3, 2, one easier gear. Sitting down. Feel the strength in your legs here. I want you to shift 3 easier gears. 1, 2, 3. Bring your cadence up. See if you can bring it up. If you were at 50, get it to 60. If you were at 60, get it to 70. Concentrate on that pedal stroke. Try not to push. Get light. Pushing uses too much energy. 3 gears harder. Staying seated. 30 seconds here. Legs might be burning. That's what we want. We want them to build strength. One harder gear, standing up. The hill got a little harder. You had to stand up just to make it up and over. Feel that saddle just right between your legs. Sitting back down. 1, 2, 3, 4 easier gears. Pick up the cadence. Pay attention to where your cadence is right now. Legs are getting heavy. We want to push them a little past their limit today. That'll help them get stronger. I want you to shift 1, 2, 3 easier gears. Give me the highest cadence you can hold. Can you get to 90? Can you get to 100? Flush out those hard efforts. Top got a little easier. Thirty more seconds. Don't let the effort drop. 15. Stick with it. Stay light, stay light. 3, 2, 1. Now I want you to shift down about 4 or 5 gears before you shift to your small ring. Then go back up. 2 minutes easy. Nice job. On to page 2. Woo. Take a drink. Towel off. So those of you that were here last week, and I talked about our travels across the country to get to Kansas for our gravel event, one of the stories that I told last year was that I was making hotel reservations in Indiana, and the young receptionist that I spoke to, she was all excited because the date we were arriving was her birthday. And then I told her that a couple of days later, we were going to be coming back through Indiana, and we needed another room. And the date that I gave to her was the date of her father, who had recently passed. And she told me that she had actually been thinking about him, and that she wanted him to give her some kind of sign that all was okay. So she took that as a sign that he was doing all right. So Martha asked me how the story ended. Well, when we went to Indiana, I brought with me a birthday present for her. And I was able to give it to her upon our departure the next morning. And she was so sweet. She was so grateful for the gift. So it was kind of a nice, happy ending to that little story. All right, our last effort. Another 5-minute one. We're going to do a little bit of everything, just like we did before. I want you to start one harder gear than where you are right now into your big ring. Seated for 1 minute. 3, 2, 1. So your cadence should be relatively high. If you're sitting in the 90s, that's perfect. And find yourself on your saddle, a spot where you feel balanced. You're not too far forward. If you're too far forward, you might be hitting your legs into your abdomen. If your hips are too far rotated, meaning back too far, you just might not feel a very good pedal stroke. So find that perfect balance on the saddle. If you can't find that perfect balance, then you might have the wrong saddle, which does happen. So I want you to shift down. I want you to look back, and I want you to have 2 gears under your chain and then standing up. So you're probably in your 13 or your 14 right now. Sit back down. 2 easier gears. You might have needed to stand because it got a little steeper. You got over that section. It didn't calm down or get flat. It kept climbing, but you needed to sit down for this part. Keep the legs moving. Feel that strength coming into your legs with every pedal stroke. Staying in this gear. In 3, 2, standing up. Just got a little steeper. Stay here. Hands should be in the hoods. Not on your deck. Sitting down, shifting 2 harder gears. You're probably in your 13 or your 12. Ooh, this is getting steep now, standing up. Sit down and give me 5 easier gears. Spin the legs. It's leveling out a bit. Back down to your 13. Standing for a minute. Let's go. Last minute. Head should be up. Chest is open. Try not to put your foot to the bottom of the pedal stroke. Don't let it drop there. Make it find the bottom and go. Meaning, you're not really stopping your feet at the bottom. Pulling it up and over. 20 to go. Stay there. Three, 2, 1. Nice job. Small ring. Up to your easy gear. Spin the legs. Take a drink. We're going to come down a little bit. Do one last effort and then we'll be done. To remember on a workout like this. So keep this in mind if you do this when you're out on your own. If you're doing hill repeats or any big climbing and you're by yourself and you're just training on your own, spend the last 15, 20 minutes allowing the body to come down in terms of heart rate, power, but also get some leg speed back, because those hard efforts at a lower cadence really work those muscles hard. So you need to spin the legs out, get the legs to come back to life. And then you won't have as much residual soreness. And of course, the other major factor, as I pound this into your head every week, get in that recovery source. Get that recovery shake, be it something with whey protein or something where you're doing the, as I call it, the poor man's shake with Greek yogurt, almond milk, spinach, chia seeds if you have them, maybe some coconut and avocado, a banana. Just avoid the berries. Don't put them in your shakes right away. All right, you guys are in your small ring. I want you to shift down 3 gears. I want you to give me 15 seconds at a 90 cadence. 3, 2, 1. Just holding 90 here. Don't make it a hard effort. Make it an effort where the legs are spinning. Keep them relaxed. Shifting up one easier gear. Keep that cadence high. If you're at 100, that's perfect. If you're at 90, that works too. And again, find that balance in the saddle. You should feel like you kind of have a rod going right through the middle of you, sitting right squarely on that saddle. One easier gear. Keep that cadence high. If you're at 100 or 105, that's perfect. Feel the legs feeling like they're not really working. They're just spinning along. And if you have one more gear, go to it. Keep those legs spinning. I'm at 105 if you're following me. This is good. We like mixing it up. For those of you that have been here for the first 3 sessions, notice that each one is different. That's what we want. All right, bring your cadence down to 5 RPMs slower than wherever you are right now. So if you're at 100, go to 95. If you're at 90, you're going to go to 85. Makes sense. One harder gear. Bring your cadence down another 5 RPMs. So if you were at 90, go to 85. If you were at 85, go to 80. If you were at 80, go to 75. So we will have a session next week. It's kind of weird with the holidays this year. And if you're so inclined next week to wear your holiday hat, that'll be the theme of the night. Everybody will look all crazy in their holiday hat. No sweaters required this year. And you'll just be, you can wear the hat to warm up and then you can take it off, obviously. One harder gear, bring it down even more. Last 2 minutes. Just allow that cadence to be super slow. Your power should read barely anything. My power says 70 right now. Just bring the legs down. Take the last couple of sips of your water. Finish it up. That's key to getting in that hydration. One more minute to go, and then we'll be done. That's a good one. That was 55 minutes on my clock, but probably 60 minutes for those of you that were already spinning for a little while prior to. I like this workout. This is a good one. All right, 3, 2, 1. We are done. Nice job, everybody. Whew. That was a sweater.